I've got a friend. I've got a friend on the fat drugs. Huge guy, very brilliant. Brilliant billionaire. All right. I'm not even super worried about, like, opening up the antechamber, but as long as we're here. Yeah, like, I managed to do the whole weight loss thing without something like Ozempic, but that didn't mean that my interest wasn't piqued. I would imagine that Ozempic as a weight loss drug is the same as, like, steroids are for muscle gain. Like, if you take steroids and then just eat a whole bunch of fucking Big Macs, I can't imagine that you're gonna... You know what I mean? Like, I can't imagine that you're gonna see a whole lot of gains. Jesus, Ozempic's a shot in the fucking stomach? Ugh. I don't know that I want to be fit so bad that I'd take the same treatment you get to handle rabies. Yeah, if you take steroids and don't work out, you end up looking like old Elon Musk. At my age, if you take steroids and you do work out, you end up looking like RFK Jr., and that's still not great. Oh, really? Once a week and it's like a little bitty needle? Alright. I'm sitting here picturing something like what they do for spinal taps, and I'm just like, get out. Alright, now I'm gonna lean into this, but I can't lean too hard or it's gonna pop out your back and we're just gonna shoot Ozempic all over the chair. And I'm like, what? But apparently that's not true. Oh, it's like an EpiPen. Okay. Alright, I follow that. That makes more sense. I was sitting here just being like, yo, y'all are way more into your fitness journey than I am into mine. I'd be getting a pedicure and getting costumes together for my feet if the path to weight loss had been like a 4-inch needle. Shot my wife in the stomach during her pregnancies twice in the last month. It's nothing. Alright, that's better then. Yeah. Okay, I can live with that. Like an insulin needle or an EpiPen. Okay. EpiPen needles are fucking huge, though. You know. Thank the whatever gods are listening that I do not have allergies. I can do the shot and my cheap ass cannot do the money. Yeah. Yeah. Especially since people are just using it as a weight loss drug. Didn't it have... wasn't it something that, like, diabetics needed for a while? And... I'm disappointed I don't cast a shadow. Anyway, once people realized that one of the side effects was weight loss, I heard it was very difficult to get a hold of. Shauna! Type 2 diabetes, that's what I thought. I can't get it due to the risk of bone density loss. Oh, K-Stroop, ride that lightning. I hit my 30s and 40s and my metabolism crapped out, and now it's a struggle every day. Oh, these are good. Yeah, this is great. A shovel and a sledgehammer before we even walk into the building. It still is in some places. Damn, that sucks. Yeah, I am genuinely surprised that we don't cast a shadow and a spotlight. It's exactly what you said, Toof, with how detail-oriented the game is. We had issues getting it at times because of the popularity of it being used as a weight loss drug. Gotcha. Yeah, that sucks. So here's what I'm wondering, chat. Do I lay down some rooms first and then go blue as my color of the day? Because those blue rooms are really difficult to join together. Do I even consider going to the foundation and popping up and maybe trying to throw like a passageway or a mirror room down or something? Beef Crimes, the only thing I want today is to get the coat check and the vault, and that would be my last sanctum key, and I would consider that a ridiculously successful run. Yeah, Psychon, I wish that my anti-anxiety meds were like a fuller head of hair, a girthier penis, and more virility. They're like, oh, by the way, a side effect of Zoloft is increased testosterone production. Still sitting in coat check. Still, I got to get coat check in the vault. That's it. Yeah, Vito, it's weird that you end up with an odd number of steps coming back. I'm going to throw down a couple of connecting rooms down here at the bottom. Maybe even try to get the observatory. The problem with picking specifically blue, without having some rooms down already, which we already just grabbed a blueprint, is they don't connect very well. And I could see it bricking out. So, plus we also don't have any way to cycle. Now with the observatory, in panic mode, we can cycle. Without the ability to cycle, this would be rough. It would be really easy to brick the run. I do like the idea of hitting both the initial corners. I think Amber's made peace with her Catholic God. Amber's made peace with her Catholic God about what she signed up for. She's just learned to be more efficient. Do I have the security key? Is that where I stopped? Oh, hell yeah, I do. Hi, please. Security menu. Let's go ahead and get an experiment set up. Yeah, Catholics got it rough when it comes to sex, which is a bummer because it's a lot of fun. Or at least it can be. I gotta admit, it feels good to be home and eating relatively clean food and exercising again. Damn, dude. We may actually get the crates removed from the tunnel on this run, too. That's bonkers. That's great. I say great. We saw the door that's back there for the first time. I like the fact that we really worked hard to make sure that we didn't accidentally make blue our color, and we've drafted nothing but blue. Let me see if I can get us a nice little corner room here. What am I doing here? Oh, I've already read this one. Yeah. I don't know that there are any books left for us to read. Well, at least I don't have to read this. Screw it. We're in. All right, Attic, I see you. Yeah, sadly, the library did not, but we got the compass. It'll be interesting to see how that works. Hey, 64-bit robot, what's going on, friend? I always feel kind of underwhelmed by the items that come out of the attic. Like, yeah, it's 8 items, but it's usually a handful of consumables, and then it seems to always just be like the most underwhelming items. Like when you've got a big allowance, the coupon book's not a big deal. I ain't scared of you. That's true. An underwhelming item I find in the attic is an underwhelming item I don't pick up somewhere else. Well, we got it if we find it. We've got it if we find it. It's also an opportunity to draft Lost and Found, which is the only floor plan we've not pulled, but we did find it yesterday. We did locate it yesterday. It's an awfully low spot for the dining room.
This is the story of the newest denizen of the cave.
I worried about 64-bit robot. I worried about how low our steps are, and like what happens if I can't make it back to the coat check, but I pull the vault. At the very least now, if I get down to like 10 steps and I just don't have it. If I get down to like 10 steps and I just don't have it, I'll just I'll cut a line straight back to the coat check and just put it away. K's Troop with a big old gifty to Ollie Queen. 596 gifties all time. Ollie Queen, welcome back. Enjoy the emotes. We just starved force the vault. I mean, the only problem with burning that many stars is that I eventually just lose the ability to roll it, so it has to work. And if it doesn't work, I'll be giga-bummed. Oh, no. Well, this is bad either way. I'm gonna draft the study. Gonna grab some coins. What the hell? Oh, it's a book. I was like, that's a new item. Gonna grab our gem back. Nope, that's not right. One. There we go. Gonna be a dicey walk back. I'm getting a little bit nervous. I'm gonna need this room to be like the breakfast nook or something. Do that. All right, so this is 11 minus 8 is 3. 3 squared is 9. 9 divided by 9 is 1. Plus 11 is 12. That's just 9. All right. Secret garden key would be great if I have a conference room right next to it. Chapel's fine. We're going to sort this out. Everything's going to be fine. It's just a little scary right now. Ooh. That said, it is a little scary. I think this area off the drawing room, this area off the drawing room has to be food, or I have to go back to the coat check and just start a new day. That's kind of where my head is. We're just not going to go in that way yet. That's food. I can live with it. For now, for the moment. And then we just need to go north. That's my only key. As of right now. Rotunda's fine. Are you shitting me? I'm not thrilled, but it's gotta be. I need the key. I need the steps. Maybe the shoes are in here. Negative. Keys are good, though. Should we have rotated the nook so it was facing north? No, I just knew that I knew that I was gonna get keys. So the rotunda's in play again. While we're here, I am gonna burn 2 steps. Oh man. Just a random nanner. You love to see it. Yeah, these are big. This was worth the movement out of the way. Now we go north from the rotunda. We really need the kitchen to show up. That would be swell. Hmm. Hey, good shit, Lunchbox. Well played. Only one box displays a true statement. The gems are in the white box. The gems are in the black box. Well, if this is a true statement, then it's the only one that can be true. Which would mean the gems are in the blue box. What's in the blue box? The doctor. God, Matt Smith had the absolute fucking peak Murray Gold anthem. I had that shit as my ringtone for a long time. Why do I get a second parlor? I didn't draft the mirror room. I wonder why I got a second parlor. Both of these statements are false. The statement on the white box is false. The gems are in the blue box. The gems are not in the black box. Yeah, honestly, I went back. I've gone back and rewatched Matt Smith's entire run a couple of times, and I remember not liking him the first time I saw him because he wasn't David Tennant. And then I went back and rewatched it, and I was like, shit, he kind of had this character nailed from day one. Yeah, this feels like a big nothing burger. Yeah, if both statements are false, then this box is true. The statements can be false and the box can be true. Well, I guess, yeah, if both the statements... Yeah, okay. That one sucks. It's gonna be false, true, true. I don't know. Let's give it a shot. We've already got... Nope. This didn't have it in me. Yeah, Vito, I agree, man. I was like, to be fair, we have the benefit of hindsight now on Capaldi's entire run, but his writing was rough for the first, like, year or so. His writing was rough for the first year or so.
— This is the story
Kath,
of the newest denizen of the
thank you for the
cave.
gifty to beat the devil. I sure appreciate it. Yeah, I also didn't know that the locker room accepted power. I'd never looked up in there before. Secret garden key. There could just be fruit right here. Yeah, nice. It's a big 5 steps. And the broken lever, which is crazy. And potentially some turnips. Shooty's been great. The writing, RT Davies' writing has not been... I'm gonna need this season to pay off really well, but... Season 1, he was the doctor who cries all the time, which is wild because... he gave a big speech in his first appearance about being the doctor who basically had his emotions sorted. They finally this season gave Ncuti Gatwa his first like confident and angry, underestimate me at your own peril speech. Him crying is having his emotions sorted, I suppose. I mean, like, yeah, like I'm not sitting here saying that like crying is not natural and necessary, but it was like every single episode. You know what I mean? Like, crying is normal and necessary and natural, but if you're crying like every single day, real men don't cry. Stop spreading falsehoods. That's on me. My bad. Now, if you excuse me, I'm gonna go pump iron and smoke unfiltered cigarettes. Yeah, dude was a fountain in season 1. Dude, like that was the thing, right? Is like, because of all the shit the Doctor has seen through time and space, right? Like the Time Wars, and you know, the fucking losing companions and losing family members and all that jazz. He's seen wild stuff. And so it makes sense to me, with the scope of his experience, that like he holds it together because most of the universe is old hat. But then when something monumental enough hits him or her and shakes their foundation, that's when that happens and you go, oh shit, this is bad. Like, this extracted raw, unfiltered emotion from the Doctor. That means that this has gravity that we're not used to. For example, Matt Smith. I don't think we had a crying episode with Matt Smith until the Rings of Akatan. And then at that point, he was being forced to relive all the trauma of his past through the avenue of monologuing and storytelling. And in the process of describing all the stuff that he had been through, just could not help but have the rivers run down his cheeks during that wild speech. Yeah, exactly, Foo. No, it's not going to be that bad, hello. Or Sarah. We're just talking about, I'm not going to sit here and do deep spoilers on, like, current seasons. I'm just saying in season 1, they had, you see, Ncuti posted a video on socials telling people how to pronounce his name, and then his mother told him that he's been saying it wrong his entire life, and she never said anything. I did not. I was saying that in season 1, RT Davies, RTD had Ncuti, like, crying in every single episode, and it just kind of made it lose the gravity of it. It was just like, oh, that's the Doctor who's the crier. This season's been better. There have been peaks and valleys to it, right? There's been range to what might happen. There's been range to his emotional spectrum. So, I guess, like, here's the thing, right? I used to have, I'm going to say this is going to be the difference between entertainment and real life. If you cry every day, and that's the thing that vents the bullshit and static out of your head and makes you feel cleansed, I'm no therapist, but that seems healthy to me. But, in the medium of storytelling is not real life. I used to have a copywriting professor, a screenwriting professor, and Professor Atlickson. And his thing was What do you want to write? What stories do you want to tell? And without fail, people, like somebody would say, I want to write about real life. And Phil's response was, great, put a tape recorder at a checkout at a Walmart, leave it running for 2 hours, do a transcript, and there's your first play. And people inevitably would be like, well, that wouldn't be very interesting to watch. And he's like, yep, sure wouldn't, would it? He was like, that's not your job as a writer. Your job is to distill life down to an elixir, a concentrate. I like Shooty a lot. My issue with season 1 wasn't the crying, as the writing never really made the Doctor feel clever. It was written in such a way that he was always overwhelmed. They did that to Jodie, too. Jodie's companions felt more clever than she was. And I like Jodie Whittaker. I fucking love Jodie Whittaker. Fucking, if you haven't seen Broadchurch and you love a good crime drama, it's a gut-wrencher. But you get 2 doctors for the price of 1. You get Jodie Whittaker and David Tennant, and it's fucking excellent. But yeah, they wrote her as being constantly overwhelmed. And yeah, there have been a handful of moments where, like, Family of Blood with David Tennant. He comes in and acts the bumbling fool inside a spaceship and then reveals that all of his bumbling and falling all over the place was actually him throwing switches to make the ship blow up. I don't feel like we've seen a lot of that with Shooty. I just, so many of the other doctors have essentially at some point or another, David Capaldi in Viking territory, riding into an arena on a tank, playing a guitar and wearing sunglasses. There's always a point in the Doctor's run, normally, where you're just like, you worry about them because nobody's keeping them in check anymore. You know what I mean? Like, it makes sense that you would worry about them because they've got too good of a handle on what they can and can't get away with. Yeah, the Time Lord Victorious becomes a problem with all of them at some point. It just manifests in different ways. You know, Matt Smith thought that he could save everyone. David Tennant thought he could bend time and space to his will. Capaldi reached the end and just became apathetic. But, like, Whittaker never got that privilege because the writers never wrote her well. And I'm really hoping that Shooty has more of a character arc throughout his run, and that it's not just that he was the well-dressed, flirty crying one. That Chibnall run was rough. Ooh, that Chibnall run was rough. I can't remember 90% of the episodes I saw. I remember Kerblam. When it comes to, like, Jodie's run, I remember Kablam. I remember the one with the big spiders where Chibnall had her kill a bunch of aliens that did nothing wrong except for be carnivores and animals, and locked a whole bunch of aliens into a vault so that they would suffocate to death. And that Chibnall had Jodie Whittaker destroy a TARDIS and not even, like, flinch about it, despite the fact that the show's canon has established that TARDISes have souls. Yeah, Chibnall. Yeah, did that not make you furious? Like, how mad did Matt Smith get in the Neil Gaiman episode where they land on the planet called House, and it tries to destroy the TARDIS, and he was fucking furious. Yeah, we don't just destroy TARDISes. They have consciousness. But they had Jodie Whittaker's character destroy a TARDIS, and she never even references it. She never even mentions being remorseful. And it's just like, oh, well, that's dark. Yeah, Lane, that was one of the things I used to say about British TV was that British TV was really good at A, telling a story and then stopping when it was over, and B, not necessarily sticking to a formula you could predict. Yeah. Long story short, this is the TARDIS and she's a woman. Did you wish really hard? Is one of my favorite lines ever written for that series, for sure. Yeah, knowing when to quit telling the story is such a good trait of British storytelling. Yeah, I've seen bits and bobs about the killing. Kaz, what's going on, homie? I think Jim will try too hard to make all the episodes standalone while trying to weave story in. He also made great. He made great. He went through great efforts, suffered great pains, to try to leave a lot of the tradition of it behind. Like, he wanted to carve his own path, which is admirable, but he basically made it into Law and Order Gallifrey. Like, it was like Law and Order SVU, but set in London in space. Oh, I don't even look around in this room anymore. It just makes me angry. Yeah, he had to come back and save his Babu. Old RTD. Well, finally, this is our first electronic door. Anywho. I didn't mean to go off on a big old Doctor Who tangent, but y'all got me thinking. I'm really rooting for them to stick the landing on this season with Shooty, because I really want the show to survive. The writing needs to get strong again if they're gonna retain viewership, because I think with the budget that they've drummed up with Disney money, I don't know that the show makes it for another couple of seasons if it doesn't sort of like rebound and rejoin the public zeitgeist. Yeah, Belinda Chandra's great. Belinda Chandra's great. Is Benedict Pumpernickel still in that show? Fezelbeck is the Hazelbeck Fizzywig. Haven't watched Who since Tenet. I can get that. I get that. Although Matt Smith and David Capaldi were fucking excellent. I was running out of gems. Where in the actual ass? Oh, Jesus. I want the cloisters so bad. Well, good news. Oh no, that's terrible news! You asshole game, I needed that. I needed the commissary. You did. Oh. Where are you? There you go. I need love. You guys got turnips in here, bud? Oh, just somebody's favorite old tin can. Can I ask why you're not using stars to redraw? Because I can only do it 10 times before I lose the ability to redraw on future runs. Yeah, I guess technically 11. Hey, Bubba. That said, I am getting desperate. That'll work. Hey, Curls! Oh, no. This is... I thought the... Oh, shit, they got bananas. I thought the commissary was the kitchen, but I'll still take the commissary pretty happily. I'm buying out the whole thing. I do have the trophy for crafting all the items. Oh my god, chat. We have a problem, though. I won't be able to get to the foundation. And I won't have the steps to get back to the sanctum, I don't think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I might find fruit along the way. And then I can come up through the foundation if I find enough fruit. Oh, I can hit the dining room on the way back. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. And I will find fruit along the way. Alright, Jesus, this is a long walk to... This is a long walk to the dining room, kids. I already got it. I got the key. It's right here. There it is. Why'd you come in, though? Why wouldn't I want to get the sanctum key? That's the whole point. Uncle, thank you again for all your help. I know I could never hope to repay you, but it pains me to know that I won't even have the chance to try. At any rate, I'm leaving these extra funds behind, as well as the extra passports. It would be too risky if I were searched at the border, and the money would raise too many suspicions. I think we all want a clean start anyway. I know I do, Mary. Hey, Kiva. Alright, I can't fuck up any steps on the walk back. Commissary to lab to locker room to antechamber. I'm not even gonna run. Ooh. Some of these have fruit. A big breather right there. All the way across to the office. How's the crate removal going? I would like to pop it through the foundation and see if I can get a couple more. I've gotten like 2 or 3 on this one. 2. Jump! Jump! Huge. Huge pickups. Hey, Chaos. Oh, I see an apple. I am having an apples are tasty kind of day. Rotunda to the pantry. How goes the run? I think it is going to be an overwhelming success. I think it's going to be an overwhelming success. Apples are so tasty. Drawing room. Chapel. We hit a whole bunch of rooms that spread items throughout the game. Locker room, office, secret garden. Apple. Oh, we're doing damn fine now, chat. Apple. Security weight room, trophy room, dining room. All right, we're good. And a pizza. Huge. That's a net positive. Did I walk past a banana? Chaos, I said the same thing. What self-respecting person leaves a single slice of pizza with a bite missing from it? That doesn't make any sense to me. Oh, the banana in the security room. Yeah, that was great. Alright, down we go. Yeah, I ate the banana in security. Yeah, a bit of the crust, sure, but if it's got sauce and cheese on it, it's down the hatch. For sure. Check tunnel along the way? No, I'm a man on a mission. 2 crates aren't going to make a difference. We won't be able to get through. We had... Hey! That's my uncle. That is, Uncle John. Contributing $100 to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. That's a big stretch. I'm very, like, muscly tired from the gym. I'm gonna text mom and let her know Uncle John just put $100 in here. Dang, Uncle John's doing good. I need to actually send a couple... I need to send a couple of text messages real quick. I'll let people know I'm not making meetings tomorrow. Alright, so that's one, letting people know I'm not going to be in meetings. Here's one, sent to Mom, letting her know that Uncle John just dropped $100 on St. Jude. I just gotta clear all my other messages. I like rowing. I do find that if I get bored, when I get bored, I fall out of rhythm. And when I fall out of rhythm, it gets herky-jerky and I have a tendency to tweak muscles. Yeah, I'm with beef crimes. It's always like I'll tweak a muscle in my shoulder or I'll tweak a muscle in my back. Because after a while, my form breaks down because my legs are so much stronger than my arms and back are. Although, when I was at Nate's place, Nate has a rowing machine that's like a Peloton. And one of the instructors for the class, one of the instructors for one of the classes was a fucking smoke show. She was so fun. And I ended up doing like 3 hours of rowing at Nate's place in Seattle on a PAX West trip just because I wanted to see my girl every day. By God, we've done it. Alright, so this one was Nuance. Nuance is the Turtle Riders, I think. Taffy has HADHD, horny attention deficit hyperactive disorder. Ah, she was so hot. I could have just let the video run, but that felt creepy, so I did work out. Alright, so they're little sideways lines because they're green. And they're the Turtle Riders. Green and Turtleback Riders. I need to go see what their stamp looks like. Oh, they're not green, they're orange. Oh, that's Vera Spears. They're the Turtle Riders. Oh, that's right. The Nuance are the dirigibles. Nuance is the dirigibles. They're air travel. Alright, so it's like little sunrise one. I don't know shit about their weather. And it doesn't look particularly notable. Yeah, we're gonna brute force this for sure. Oh shoot, what kind of people are they? I mean, I guess the people are like the one thing that they've not doubled down on. Arch Aries was industrialist, Finn Aries was martial, Cor Erica is academic. Orin is metro, Vera is spiritual, Araja is poetic. Which leaves... agricultural? Did you, those people, the Nuancians? Listen, if they're like dirigible Amish people, they'll never find out. We're in the clear, Nate. We're in the clear, but we did find our last... We did find our last sanctum key, and it was in fact in the vault. So we're about to brute force Nuance here. That's that's the one we want. Is that right? I guess it is those sideways lines for green. Is that foggy? It kind of looked foggy in the... No? I don't think it's stormy, but I'm gonna try them all. I think that's sunny. Or hot, at least. This is snow. I almost am certain that this isn't it. I think that's windy. Windy kind of makes sense if they're kind of using the wind to push their dirigibles around. Ah, shit, we're back to here. So something's not right. Maybe they're not agricultural. Are there no farmers in this land? Uh-oh. What do I know about the Nuancians? Man, that looks like unremarkable weather. It also looks mountainous, so I really don't think they can be the agricultural people. So I think that might be the part that's wrong. Which makes me wonder... Have I solved... Yeah, I've solved all 7 others. I feel like the peoples haven't been reused. Hey, boyo. Arch Aries was industrialist. Finn Aries was martial. Carrerica was academic. Vera was spiritual. Araja was poetic. And Orin was metro. Do I have screenshots of the other 7? I sure do. Hey, boyo, thank you so much. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, there's a 7th one in there somewhere. Oh, I think the 7th one was the first one I ever took a photo of, so it's not near the others. I should be sorting these into folders. Yeah, there it is. Fog. 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 Lightning. Rain. Heat. Snow. Is that Morajai? Yeah, Morajai was the agricultural people. I guess I didn't write that one down. Alright, so 2, 4, 6, 7. Okay. Industrial, martial, agricultural, academic, metro, spiritual, poetic. The fuck is that shape? My drawings suck. I think tribal is what's left in. Tribal is the star. It doesn't look rainy, but I'm gonna try them all. Certainly doesn't look stormy. Certainly doesn't look sunny. Like heat beating down sunny. Certainly doesn't look snowy, but it is the mountains. I feel like Nuance is the one I know the least about. Windy makes the most sense because it is the mountains. God damn. Somebody else must have been tribal. Was somebody else tribal? Let's have to go look. Nope. That's the Utahns. That's the teeth people. That's the circle, circle, dot, dot. Now you got your cootie shot. That's the hippies. That's the 3 strikes and you're out. It's the amoebas. That's the bullseyes. So if it's process of elimination, they have to be the tribal folk. Tribal airship and green. I don't understand what I'm doing wrong here. Maybe there are no tribal people. Maybe this is the only one that repeats. Trying to find a book real quick. Hold on. Excuse me. Where the fuck? That's the one I'm looking for. Jeezy Pete's. Brutality of the pacification of Finn did not go unnoticed by neighbors. As sympathy for cities surged, allies came forward to lend support. Among them were the general of the Northern Regiment, who, sickened by the barbaric actions of the other battalions, joined forces with Prince Learson to form a formidable army. Together, they leveraged their political influence and favors to persuade the nearby realms of Argeries and Nuance to join their cause. What are all the people types? Tribal, agricultural, martial, metropolitan, academic, industrial, spiritual, and poetic. Maybe they're also martial. That's not what I meant to do! Yeah, I think it's windy as well. That's not what I meant to do! There we go. They are martial and it is windy. There is no tribal. The Royal East Air Hangar, by far my favorite realm I have visited during this trip, but I've always had a penchant for technology and am less moved by the beauty of nature than others. The soot-filled streets and soaring skyscrapers here are just as stirring to me as the mountains of Korerica, the beaches of Morjai. Perhaps I am just letting my childhood love of Dirija blocks compromise my objectivity. From the shops I have visited, it seems the series is just as popular here as it is back home. Speaking of home, as I look across the eastern sea, I can almost see its shores. I never thought that I would miss the sight of red flags via airmail. Yep, he went in here after Korerica and Morjai. Alright, you son of a bitch. Morjai box, the nuance variation. The puzzle boxes became just as popular in the air hangars of nuance as they had in the ports of Morjai. Green tiles were introduced with the ability that allowed them to instantly jump across the board, representing the ease with which air travel conveys its cargo. When green tiles are pressed, that tile swaps with the opposite tile on the far end of the box. Well, that's not so hard. By God, he's got it. You're supposed to get the specific color that is focused on in this box, which in this case was green. You're supposed to get the greens in all four corners. I went to the gym. Hey, we got a trophy. Trophy of sigils. Unlock all 8 realm sigils. We need more electronic doors. We only have removed 2 boxes. They're gonna pull them from the top, so we'll be able to see more of the door, but we won't be able to walk to it. So we need to pop up through the foundation. We also would like to draft the Lost and Found, but that's not happening on this run, I don't think. Hey, Code Sigma. I also hope your day gets better. Yeah, Cam, I was thinking the same thing. I wish that had counted for an experiment. I was thinking the same thing.
This is the story of the newest denizen of the cave.
Varel with a gifted to Code Sigma. Varel, thank you so much, Code Sigma. I hope that's the first step in things getting better in your day. Silver Key's great, Jesus. Jackhammer's going buck wild right now. Closet? This is something I could just... You know what? Color me curious. Hey, True Blue. The 2 realms have the same color banner. 2 realms have the same color banner. What was it? Green notes and white boxes are a lie? I think. Because we just finished all the sigils and we know that's not the truth. Every note in that room is true? Which countries have the same color banner? Yellow, orange, white, black, pink, violet, green. Every note in that room is true. That's one of the first things we learned from that room. Shit, I don't have to go back and look up what the previous notes said. I don't remember what those things said. Oh, baby. We're gonna get to live the dream. Or at least my dream. Maybe not your dream, but I got a gambling problem. The big spin. Oh, we hit red. No, we didn't. Oh my god. Plus 10 steps, gems, keys, dice, and coins. That was big. That felt good. I'll go passageway. Hey, that's good. That's huge. That's huge. God, we needed you a while ago, Kitchen, if I'm being real. Not so much necessary now. I don't get to draft the wine cellar very often. Well, there's not a snowball's chance in hell I make it back to the ballroom anytime soon. Oh, we're next to the kennel. I love you! Daddy loves you! I hear you, boys! More. Ooh, you know what we do here? Hallway me. And give me all the steps, or all the doors, or at least give me a door to the south. Oh yeah, the closed exhibit would have been good. I think that's as good as we're gonna get. Just a normal ass door. I don't think there's anything else to do except go check and see what the tunnel looks like. Not on this run, at least. I think the laundry can swap coins for steps. We definitely want to enter the break room. The map in room 46. Oh, no, I guess I haven't. I guess I have basically all the information I need for it. The only problem is that none of this is connected. So I have to go back out through the foundation. I have the steps for it, though. Well, I have steps. I don't know if I have a tremendous number of steps, but I have steps. As long as I'm out here. I'll check the tunnel. I wish we had the tennis shoes. That would help a lot. That would have saved us a ton on this run. Excuse me. Well, we can see it more clearly now. But we can't get to it. We needed one more. What a dickhead game. We needed one more crate to go away. And we would have been able to touch that door. Damn. Oh, that'll be a tomorrow project, I guess. I don't know that I'm going to be able to have the key card. If I don't have the key card when I start the run tomorrow, I may try to go buck naked down to that room. What's the the observatory? The observatory is blue. Ugh, another run of actual blueprints tomorrow. I don't want to do that. Maybe it won't be blueprints. Maybe I just won't touch the king power tomorrow. Yeah, it's punishing the shit out of me for not forcing the closed exhibit to happen off of the secret room. That would have been a good call. I should have done that. That was too hasty. Hey Gizmo, how am I doing? I'm a little bit tired. I wish I'd gotten just a little more sleep, but right as I was getting ready to go to sleep, everybody started popping off. We put about $3,000 into St. Jude's coffers in the 15 minutes where I was trying to get geared down so I could go to bed. So I ended up not actually having my head hit the pillow until midnight. I didn't even brush my teeth, man. I took my nighttime meds, I hit my fiber, I watched like one YouTube video. I watched like one YouTube video and then fell asleep around midnight. But midnight to 6 is not like... I can't do too many 6-hour nights of sleep in a row, or else it starts to compile. The sleep deficit starts to compile. So hopefully tonight I can log off around 10:30 or so and be in bed by 11. Okay. Let's bath this out. I will say I popped my, CBD gummy at like 11. So by 11:30 when I finally shut off stream, I was feeling good. And by the time I hit the bed at midnight, I was like gooey. It did not take me long to pass out. Alright, so the first one has got to be Orinda Aries. Oh god. Everybody make noise. Nate's taking a poop and he's got us he's got us up on his phone. He's trying not to let Heather hear his bowel sounds. So we need to make a lot of noise in order to give him time to mask a good push. So everybody wave your hands. Everybody ring your bells. Everybody blow raspberries into the air. All the loud poop blocking noises.
When I was a young boy, my father took me into the city to see a marching band.
Oh, shit, that's funny. Ow. That's the stuff. Good job, everybody, and back as you were. Holy shit, that was funny. Oh boy. I need one of the homeworks. Thank you, Rusty, for the $25 and the good laugh. I appreciate that. I appreciate a good laugh. Did I not take photographs of any of the kids' entries for the geography worksheet? Maybe I didn't. That's okay. I got the map. Alright, so Orinda Aries first. That's one, I think. Or, yeah. Oh, there they are. So, Orinda Aries and Finn Aries is the place that had the Finn Rebellion. The Finns were red and the Orindans were black. And that's the sign for Finn Aries, which is why it says, I hope this isn't a political statement. And then that's the sign for Orinda Aries, which is what it became. Okay. Oh, I got it backwards? The Orindans were red and the Finn Aries were black? Or no, it was Orinda and now it's Finn? Red conquered black, right. Gotcha. That's right, because Finn died in the rebellion, but his cause won. All the names are so similar, my brain struggles to separate it out. This is why I have a hard time reading. It's especially, I have a hard time reading plays, scripts. I have to go through and I have to highlight each character's name in a different color because after a while it all just turns into a block of prose. Finn, red, Pentagon. Gotcha. Orinda Aries, movie ticket, black. Okay. Where'd you go next? Talks about Rain and Araja. But he doesn't talk about any other countries. Finns are the fascists. If you weren't picking up on the fascism undertones of the story, it's why we took their silly little crown. Yeah, I was gonna say, that's right. We took the red crown, we took all the rubies out of it, and we're constantly, fleeing from, Donald Trump's secret police. Sorry, the Finn Empire secret police. We arrived here after a few days of sailing, which leads me to believe maybe they left Morajai and went to Arch Aries. I'm gonna write it down as a possibility. I mean, I know you could go across water to almost any of these. That's why I put a question mark after it. You know, when I get to hell, I'm gonna have a conversation with our uncle about how annoying his routing was for this trip. Agreed. Agreed. Oh, no. Vera's after Morajai. Okay. Good to know. Short sea voyage. Well, the short... Ooh, no. I was going to say the shortest sea voyage would be from Nuance, but that's if he's coming from this direction. The shortest sea voyage is actually like here. And if that's the case, we could be talking about Korerica. For the moment, I'm going to put with a question mark, Korerica to Morajai. And then this is back in Fen. There have been fewer and fewer opportunities the further we travel up into the mountains to attend to my correspondence. I find myself regretting having brought so many books, as this is the first realm I have visited without porters. Here, every person is expected to carry their own belongings, and if you can't, you throw away that which is expendable. It's looking like I'll be bringing back less souvenirs than I had planned. I'd never expected the cold, but the frigid weather here is a welcome relief from the sweltering shores of Vera. Who are these butthole mountain people? Who was blue? I guess there wasn't a blue. I got it, hold on. Is that Korerica? So it was Korerica after Vera. Yeah. I'm trying to keep up with the I'm trying to keep up with the mode of transport for sure. By far my favorite realm I've visited this trip, so Nuance was not the first place he went to. And it's after Morajai and after Korerica. It's at least... Well, it would be at least the 5th, right? Because it would go Orinda, Ares... Potentially... Well, it says potentially to Morajai, but it says also that Morajai was a short voyage. If Morajai was... If Morajai was a... short sail... It'd have to be... And we know that Vera and Korerica came after it. Then it'd potentially have to be from Arch Ares. What about 2, you moron? Two, 3, 4, 5. Hey, we've done it. Certified copy, property deed, Lord Arthur Clementine to Lady Aurore of Trinsdale. A new Finn Clark Stationers, Reddington, Finn Aries, satisfied of record. Oh, X marks the spot. Know all men by these presents that Lord Arthur Clementine, rightful owner of the land that rests in the northern range of the Reddington Mountains, doth grant and convey to this bearer of this document, Lady Orvai of Trinsdale, the land, forest, and waters of the sheer cliffs that rest in the northern shadow of the Hollyleaf Mountain, with all rights, privileges, and appurtenances thereunto belonging, boundaries. The property of Mount Holly consists of dense woods flanked by cliff walls, irrigated by mountain spring streams, and punctuated by several runoff waterfalls. The area is sheltered between the summit's northern slope and saddle, spanning across 80-odd acres of land. The property is situated southwest of Reddington, bounded by the south by steep crags, abutted to the east by the high road to Tanner Fork. Covenants. I, Lord Arthur Clementine, covenant, promise, and agree with Lady Orvai, her heirs and assigns, that I am lawfully seized and possessed of said premises, that the same are free and clear of all encumbrances, that I have good right to sell and convey the same to the said Lady Orvai, her heirs and assigns, and that I warrant and defend the same against all lawful claims and demands whatsoever. In hand and seal I make my mark, and in the grand year of Finn Aries 1912, Lord Arthur Clementine. So it's the deed for Mount Holly. The last will and testament of Herbert S. Sinclair. I, Herbert S. Sinclair of the Mount Holly Estate at Reddington, do publish and declare this instrument my last will and testament, and hereby revoke all wills and codicils heretofore made by me. I declare that I am not and have never been married and have no children. First, I direct that all my debts and outstanding expenses be paid as soon as after my decease as possible. Secondly, I direct that all servants and staff in my employ at the time of my death shall be granted indefinite leave to be paid out of the reserves of my estate set aside for such occasion until such time as a new master of Mount Holly bids their return. In the event that the aforesaid reserves of this purpose are depleted before a new master of the estate is found, I direct my executor to make provisions for their future employment and to do so in a manner that is just and equitable to all parties involved. Thirdly, to my faithful valet, Hartley Ruota, I hereby gift him the lake house in Trinsdale as a small measure of gratitude for his many years of unwavering loyalty and devoted service. I direct that my executor take such steps that are necessary for transfer of ownership of said lake house to Hartley Ruota, and should use all reasonable efforts to persuade him to accept the same. Furthermore, to my late cousin Tillen's 2 children, Courtney Farron and Rygard Farron, who have sometimes been impulsive and hasty in their actions, I grant to each a cuckoo clock set eternally on the sacred hour, for only time will tell when they are ready to slow down enough to appreciate the gifts bestowed upon them with patience and wisdom that comes with maturity. Jesus, this is some Knives Out shit right here. In the case that that Lionel Epson should return from his travels abroad, or in the event that any of his heirs should present themselves, I bequeath to him or them, as the case may be, the diary and its related key, which formerly belonged to his sister Clara Epson, which I have kept in her room and beside her grave respectfully and respectfully. Did I screenshot this one? I did not. Nope. In addition, it is my fervent desire that the gallery, fuck the gallery, along with all the artwork contained within be bestowed upon the Reddington Museum of Art. I can't wait to get rid of it. Including the sculptures, exhibits, and the entire collection of drawings by Christopher Manson comprised of the pieces entitled Titicaca, Pallbearer, Rye Bread, and Rhinestone. This generous donation shall be made 1 year hence following the date of my earthly departure, when it will be removed from Mount Holly's draft pool. So after a year, the gallery goes away. Good. After day 365, the art gallery goes away. Moreover, to the Grand Cathedral of Araja, I bequeath 8 stone statues sculpted in the likeness of the 8 Ajeran angels, Orinda, Lydia, Rena, Joya, Dauja, Vea, Mila, and Draxus. Those sculpted figures have been in the Sinclair tomb for multiple generations, and even though there has been much debate over their natural numeric order, they have nevertheless remained steadfast in safeguarding our family secrets. I trust they will continue to provide the Cathedral of Araja that same level of respect. I am gonna re-pull their arms in that order. I am gonna pull their arms in that order. But I have to figure out who is named what. And that will take some research time. Hey, this is the important stuff. I give and bequeath to my grandnephew Simon P. Jones, son of my dear niece Mary Matthew, all the rest, residue, and remainder of my estate, and of my right, title, and interest in, and to the house and land which I own near Mount Holly, as a token of the cordial and affectionate friendship for nearly half a century his grandmother Clara Epson has shown me. The above provision and bequest is contingent on my aforementioned grandnephew discovering the location of the 46th room of my 45-room estate in Mount Holly. This room, among other things of value, holds the physical deed to the entire estate, as well as my many other personal effects and policies of insurance. The location of the room has been kept a secret from all staff and servants of the manor, but I'm confident that any heir worthy of the Sinclair legacy should have no trouble uncovering its whereabouts within a timely manner. Should my grandnephew fail to uncover this room or provide proof of the discovery to the executors of my will, then this gift shall lapse, and the above clauses on this page and provisions pertaining to that clause shall be considered null and void, and the rest of my estate shall be disposed and gifted to the Orindian Heritage Foundation under the condition that the house be immediately winnowed and sealed with explicit instructions and allowances that the site shall not be reopened until black flags are once again flying over Oris, or 110 years have passed since my death, whichever day shall come first. Yeah, it's also, I think more or less I think that is the narration from the opening scene. I think it's more or less the letter in the front of the entryway before you find the 46th room. As one final gift to my grandnephew Simon P. Jones, regardless of whether he finds room 46 or not, I leave and bequeath to him the original manuscripts of his mother's works that were produced here under the roof of their childhood home. These preliminary draft copies include red prints, which she wrote while visiting the estate during the brightest of her days, and a new clue, which she penned during her darkest. I hope that in due time and in the natural order of things, I wonder why that's in bold, you will come to be content as I have with what little of herself she left us. In witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand this 18th day of March 1993, Herbert S. Sinclair. That's not a real apple. I don't know. I don't even know if that could be the same order that we pulled them to get into the bottom part of the... But if it's not, that was the statues in an order, man. I've gotten to a point where I'm looking for patterns in this damn game. I don't have enough steps to get back there. I think I have enough steps to get back to the break room, but do I want to get back to the break room? Or am I going to try tomorrow to take my naked ass down to Sacred Hour? It won't matter if the observatory isn't across Why not both? Because I got to figure out how to get rid of the card once I have it. The way that we're estimating it is that I need to have the observatory being across. I need to be buck naked, including consumables, is what we're positing. And I need to be down there at 1:30. Tell me when I'll do it. Yeah, I'm not really at a place where in real life I'd be super comfortable. I'm 30 pounds away from being comfortable being naked in front of strangers. Is there anything else to do? I'm just trying to think. Oh, do we want to check anything? Can I even make it back to the coat check? I kind of wouldn't mind taking the jackhammer back. Tara wife came in the other day and said he looks great. Yeah, Sarah paid me a nice little compliment while I was cooking yesterday. I turned profile and Sarah was like, yo, there's much less of you. And I was like, yeah, I've been trying really hard. Noah! Let's see, checking last night, name on the canvas, custom D&D character, a Bean Boozle, and holy shit! Yeah, dude. Hey, Noah, we got questions. Hopefully you've got answers. Maybe you saw it on Discord. Mason's... I don't understand that, but... no, Noah sent me video. Oh, Jesus. There's audio with it? Oh, no. If you missed it last night, Rusty funded Revenge of the Slap.
Just imagine a trip to a wonderful land, a candy and jam and ice cream.
Gotta hit that string, you better watch it. With a cat that attack with a full clip. I got the whip, got the pitch that I keep it undercover. All up in the cup.
Well, I don't care for that at all. I don't care for that at all. I don't understand the whole Masons thing. Maybe you can explain that to me like I'm 5. Will there be a bunny hop though? Listen, my bunny hop looks stupid because I pulled it back at the end. I realized that if I really let him have it, that I was gonna end a friendship. So I did not give him full force. Damn, Burr from Cheese, that's graphic as a motherfucker. Let's see. I could just try to get back to the coat check, and if I don't make it, my day will just end. I can't wait for you to get taken away. Oh, they're doing a 5K match. They'll do a 5K match once we hit 10K, but it's put in as a matching dono to encourage more donos during that time. Well, that's a bummer. Just tell them to cough up the money. Tell them if they want this sweet piece of ass to consider joining the Masons, they better give painfully to St. Jude. Tight asses. That's right. Tell them to be more like Rusty Brazenfire. Just pull the fucking trigger. Hey, speaking of Rusty Brazenfire, I gotta wrap up this run, and before we go to Bazaar for the day... Before we go to the Bazaar for the day, I have to... Oh, I shouldn't be in here. Well, that's gonna help me not make it. I'm not gonna make it. We have to go into just chatting. Mount Holly, noteworthy menagerie of unfathomable riches. The ballroom, the music room, the kennel, the dovecote, the aquarium, the vault, the treasure trove, and the trophy room. That's new. I've never seen that before. We got the vault, the key, we solved the sigil, and then we solved the map inside the 46th room office. And I think it gave me a different order to pull the arms on the angels. That's a hell of a house. Yeah, look, there's piles of gold sitting out front and doves everywhere and music. That's a good day in this game, man. If we had just gotten one more electronic door, we'd be able to reach that door in the tunnel. I'm miffed about that because one of the first things we did, you can't see it. One of the first things we did was get the security room and tell it to give us a shitload of electric doors, and it gave us 3. Which is a real punch in the sack. Tomorrow we'll try to see about going down to that place naked and see what happens. I honestly, God, if I get the cross in the observatory, which I think I'm set up to do, if I get the cross in the observatory and I can get rid of those 2 gems, I'll walk my happy ass down there and we'll just vibe until the clock hits 1:30. I won't leave that room. You couldn't drag me out of there. Yeah, Synecdoche, like, what's the deal with that? What is even the point? I've never sat here until it's zoomed in this far on the tent before.